Well, hello, Diane. Happy you could meet me here today.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, good. So, hey, look, the home buying process, we try and make it as simple as possible. And it's really all about determining what we can lend you, but more importantly, it's about you letting me know what's affordable for you. And then I'm gonna take that number and I'm gonna translate that into the price of the house with certain property taxes, and then that'll create a box for us to work within. All right? And so along the way, I'll be asking certain things to determine what's important to you, and giving you some formulas too, so that as you're looking and you're considering one house versus another house, you'll know the difference and what the payment is going to be, right? So, for example, if you're looking at two houses, one is $500,000 and the other is $510,000. That $10,000 difference will increase the monthly payment about $55 per month. So every $10,000 in that price range will either increase or lower the payment by $55, right? So $55. So that's an important formula because it also tells us that if a person wanted to put down more money, how much it would lower their payment if they put down more money. So if I gave you a payment and you said, Terry, I want to increase my down payment. I want to put down an extra $10,000. It's only going to lower the monthly payment by $55.
Sure.
Yeah. So, is that helpful to know?
Yes, very, very, very helpful.
Yeah. Now, that's the price of the house, right? So the price is spread out over 30 years. But the property taxes, which also becomes a part of that monthly payment, is spread out only over 12 months. So the property taxes become very important, right? Mm-hmm. So every $1,000 for property taxes will impact the monthly payment by $83. Yeah, so $83. So every $1,000 more in property taxes, $83. So if you see a $500,000 house with $12,000 property taxes and a $500,000 house with $13,000 property taxes, the only difference in the monthly payment for those two houses, $83. Yeah. So when you're looking at different prices, you can determine fairly quickly what the difference is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does that also consider the fact if that particular house you're looking for is in a certain area? Because I know certain areas property taxes vary.
True. Yes, it does. So what happens is your budget will dictate where you buy. So if we determine that the house that will fit within your budget, the maximum property taxes would be $8,000. So there are only going to be certain neighborhoods that have $8,000 property taxes or lower. And then those neighborhoods would work for you. If you wanted to go up to $9,000 property taxes, and we set your budget high enough, so if I told you that you could qualify for $600,000, but yet you're buying a house for $500,000, then you have a little room, right?
Definitely.
You have room.
Yes.
So if you chose to buy a house that's 510 and you can go up to 600,000, no problem. If we said that property taxes could be no more than 8,000 based on the budget you gave us, but in reality, the property taxes for your limit could go up to 12,000, then you could go from 8 to 9 because you're still under 12.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there are two things. There's what you want the budget to be. So if you told me no more than 4,000 per month, but I determined by the numbers on paper that you can go to 5,000 per month. You can go higher as long as you understand how that's going to change the payment. It's your call to make. Yeah, so we're not limiting you to what you say you want the payment to be. You can change your mind. As long as you stay underneath the ceiling that we set for you, our ceiling. Yeah.
Right.
So there are two ceilings. There's your ceiling that you set for yourself, and then there's our ceiling. So you're as long as you stay within those parameters, you're fine. Because we need to give your realtor clear direction, so that they're not showing you houses that are outside of what you can afford. Yeah, because you can see what problems that will create, right? Yeah.
The time, the waste of time.
Yes. You fall in love with a property that you can't have. It's disappointing. It could really, it could be deflating, you know. Oh, everyone has picked out their bedrooms. You've told all your friends about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not this one.
Nah. So we don't want it. We don't want that to happen. Nah. We want to give you a clear picture of what you can qualify for, and then give Tanya, your realtor, a clear picture of what you can qualify. So she'll know the parameters to stay within for you. Yeah. Now, what about things that you have to pay versus things that the seller of the property are allowed to pay? So you are responsible for your down payment. So 3.5% of whatever the price is the down payment. So you're responsible for that. It can be a gift from a family member. It can be a gift from an organization, a nonprofit organization. Or it can be from any type of savings account, retirement account, 401k, any of those qualify for you to get the down payment. The seller is allowed to contribute toward your closing costs. The attorney fee, the title work to make sure there's no defects with the property, title work, that every time it's transferred from one owner to another, everything went well. So you don't have a problem later. All these things, the appraisal was to determine how much the property's worth, our bank cost, all these items constitute your closing costs, right? And the seller is allowed to contribute toward that. So going back to our formula, if we got the seller, if Tanya negotiated, your realtor negotiated for the seller to contribute $10,000 toward your closing costs, then that's $10,000 that you would not have to come up with, right? We're getting it from the seller. But what happens if the price that the seller is asking, he doesn't want to contribute anything toward your closing costs? He's saying, no, I'm selling the house for $500,000. If I pay $10,000 of your closing costs, I'm only going to get $490. I want to get $500. So how do we solve that problem? Well, if the house is really worth $525 and he's selling it for $500, we can slightly raise the price to $510.
Okay.
The $10,000 can be used to cover your closing costs. Seller still gets $500. Everybody wins.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this process, no one wants to feel that they've lost, right? It's not a good feeling.
No.
No. So we want to try and make sure that everyone wins. You get what you want, the seller gets what they want. That's the ideal world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, are there any scary stories that you've heard about for this process that you want to ask me about? Anything that you that would be a concern that you would like to ask me about?
Well, I've heard like many stories.
Okay.
You come so close to the closing.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, it's with the bank.
Okay.
Okay. All of a sudden, they didn't have the paperwork.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you just don't qualify for this loan.
Okay. Good.
So.
Yeah, that can happen. It has happened in the past. What we do to make sure it's not a problem is that we gather everything up front and we have it reviewed up front so that when we run it through our automated system that reads the credit report, it reads your assets, all the things we put in there, it will give us an answer. It'll say, we've looked at this, we've looked at that, we've looked at this, that, and the answer is yes. In the past, it has not always been that savvy, that with the technology now, we can do more things and we can have a greater level of certainty. Yes, because we're checking things up front. Because you want to know right away, the realtor would like to know right away, and the person selling you the house
Definitely.
right away. Yeah. We don't want to find out 60 days later.
Right.
Because the seller's feeling is they could have sold the house twice already.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're being held up. And this doesn't make them feel good because they've missed other opportunities. So I have to make sure that I check everything out up front. I ask the right questions.
Okay.
Because it's not only about a person's credit score. There are other things too that could disqualify a person. So those things we'll check out up front because we want to know as soon as possible what the story is. And we owe it to you to let you know as soon as possible. You know, because the hardest part is not knowing, right? You know, that's the anxiety, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I go to the doctor, I'm not feeling well, and nobody can tell me what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
That's anxiety, you know, because all these things are running through my mind, the possibilities, what it could be, and we're going to naturally think the worst, right?
Right.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Yes.
It was the, gas problem.
There you go. So we want to know right away. We do. We want to know right away. And we want to try and close the transaction right away because things happen. You know, the longer we just leave it open. For example, if someone agrees to sell you their house, your attorney generally could go longer, but your attorney normally has 3 days. Communicate with the other attorney, go back and forth, make sure both parties agree, everybody's happy. Generally 3 days. That's enough time. That's the standard, right? But what if your attorney took 2 weeks instead of 3 days. Well, the seller of that property could take someone else's offer in that time. Yeah. So we don't want things to linger. We want things to happen as quickly as possible because we don't want there to be any problems, unnecessary problems to come up. Yeah. So that's why we try to handle everything up front. Yeah. Anything else that comes to mind?
Not right now.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah. So this is an overview. My role is to gather all the documents, take a look at everything, and give you the possibilities. What's possible? What if I buy a 1 family, a 2 family, 3 family, 4 family? What's involved? What are my payments going to look like? How much money am I going to need? We go through all those things just so you have a clear picture of what's needed for the process. And for people who are not ready, this gives them a clear picture of what it would take for them to get ready, right? So it's a game plan. It's a game plan of where you are. For some people, they're almost there. For some, they're halfway there. And they just need to do a few things to get them ready. They'll be ready. And in most cases, it's not very many things that they need. It's more of understanding the process. If you can't see what's right in front of you, it's that dark. Are you going to be running or are you going to be walking slowly? Right? Yes. So when we shine the spotlight on this whole process and everything is crystal clear, you can see everything, then now you can run because you everything is visible. There's no danger. You can see everything. So that's the idea.
I think you just made a really very important point.
Okay.
Danger word. I mean, danger.
Yeah.
Use it a little loosely.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, that's what happens. You go through everything you go through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of major issues here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're invested so much time.
Yeah.
On your end,
Sure. I agree. It helps everyone to understand and know up front what they're getting into, right? It's a big endeavor, but it's one that we've helped people with many times, and it's your questions will be answered and things will be crystal clear.
And I like that. Open, very open.
Yeah.
Sharing everything and making sure you know everything up front.
Yes.
Let's face it, I've also heard stories, if you want to just say one story,
Right.
of people going into, meeting with loan officers.
Right.
And they get misinformation.
True. It happens.
It
happens. Definitely.
So,
Yeah. So this is good that we can talk and just kind of let you know what to expect. All right. Thanks for coming to visit me.
You're more than welcome, and thank you for the
All
time.
All right. Thank you.
Stay tuned as we will be uploading more videos, and thank you for watching.